the images that we've seen so far are exactly that, horrendous. Rubble everywhere, people lying on the floor, screaming, horrible stuff, really. Um, and what's happened now, as in most of these cases, the local government has declared 3 days mourning. There'll be an investigation as to why this happened.
Now, emergency services in Mallorca are searching for survivors after a two-storey restaurant building collapsed, killing 4 people. We get the latest now with Tom Beck, who's editor of the website Spanish News Today. Morning, Tom.
Good morning, Chloe. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just tell us, what details do we have about what exactly happened?
At the moment, it's all very fresh and the details are a bit hazy. But at around 8:30 last night in Mallorca, an area of the capital, Palma de Mallorca, an area called Playa de Palma, a coastal area, very touristy seaside area. Like you say, this two-story restaurant called Medusa Beach Club um, basically collapsed in on itself. What they're saying they think happened is that a lot of people on the top of the building, on the roof terrace, basically made it too heavy and the whole structure collapsed in on itself. The roof came down to the first floor. The first floor came crashing down into the basement. And initial indications are that 4 people are confirmed dead so far. And at least 16 injured. Some estimates say as many as 27.
Gosh, so
Um,
this was a busy restaurant. I mean, if I'm just thinking, the time of the year, the sun is out, I'm thinking potentially lots of tourists there.
we're just getting into the busy summer season. Yeah, it's the weather is very good and getting better right now in Spain. Yeah, and it's a very busy tourist area. It was heaving with people. They say there are still people trapped under the rubble somewhere. I mean, like I say, this happened at 8:30 last night, and I mean, obviously, emergency crews were on the scene immediately, and there are reports saying at 10 p.m. police were asking everyone to please be silent. Obviously, people turn up and they are taking pictures and they're crowding around and saying, "Oh, isn't this terrible?" And police had to say, "Please be silent. We want to listen to try and hear if we can find survivors trapped there under the rubble."
Gosh. And what are witnesses and survivors saying about what they experienced?
Horrendous is the word that most people are coming out with. I mean, we'll see more photos and videos, I'm sure, over the coming days, but the images that we've seen so far are exactly that, horrendous. Rubble everywhere, people lying on the floor, screaming, horrible stuff, really. Um, and what's happened now, as in most of these cases, the local government has declared 3 days mourning. There'll be an investigation as to why this happened. Apparently, the building was undergoing renovations at the time. And reports say that one of the 4 people who has died was a construction worker. Um, I'm not sure renovation work was actually happening at that exact moment at 8:30 at night when there were people eating upstairs on the terrace. But those are the reports we've got so far.
Mm. I wanted to ask you that. I mean, I'm not expecting you to be an expert on building regulations, but I'm just wondering, how stringent are the rules about what can be built? And I mean, the fact that you're saying it was thought to be due to the sheer number of people on the roof, are there ever restrictions in bars and restaurants on the number of people that can go up there? I mean, what do we know about those kind of rules?
Well, of course, those kind of rules and restrictions exist in Spain, just like they do in the UK. In Spain, it's called the aforo, how many people you are legally allowed to have in one place, according to the fire marshals. Um, but the same as in the UK, it's up to anyone else, it's up to individuals if they follow those legal guidelines or not. And I'm not saying that this place broke the rules. I have no idea about that, but obviously not everyone does follow rules all the time. And it's possible that, as is being reported, the roof terrace was too heavy.
Mm.
to support the weight of these people, and that's why it collapsed.
And we've mentioned that this is a busy tourist area. There will, of course, be concerns that British people could be amongst the casualties. Are we getting any sense of when the identities of the people who've been injured and nationalities of the people injured and died will be released?
So far, nothing. We haven't had any indications that any of them were British, or any nationality been revealed at all. But I'm sure more details will be coming forth in the coming hours and days.
Tom, thank you so much for speaking to us and bringing us an update on that story. That's Tom Beck there, editor of the website Spanish News Today. So that hunt for survivors is ongoing after that building collapsed in Mallorca. People eating on terrace upstairs, and it just collapsed. We do know that 4 people have died and around 16 injured, but it is expected that that could well rise.
Oficial.